WRUF-FM HD2 and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. He's been broadcasting Gator sports for more than 30 years. He's seen it all and spoken with everyone. This is Sports Scene with Steve Russell.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And brought to you in part by Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Meldon Law, UF Orthopedics, Atlantic Roofing, Ruzogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, Sensei Asian Bistro, and the head beer coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's the Dean of Gator Sports, Steve Russell.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Thursday edition of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. Nico is going to be our producer today. As always, we come to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio. And remember, they've been doing one thing, and they've been doing it great since way back in 1979. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. This is the place to go. Those are the people to go see. Been driving one of their vehicles for years. When you go to them, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. We have a really good show for you today. Don't forget, on the phone line, 392-8255, that's the Titan MRI Imaging phone line. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Find out more at TitanMRI.com. And joining us there is the head football coach at Florida Atlantic University, Zach Kittley. The Gators, of course, will play FAU in just a few short days. Coach, thanks for taking the time to be with us live here. I guess, Florida's in the same boat as you. You got through during the camp. Now you're starting to get ready for game prep here. Gator fans listening to you mostly, I guess. Tell me about your football team to this point.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me on.
Sure.
Appreciate you guys. We're excited, for me going into year 2 here as the head football coach here. We had a lot of retention, a lot of continuity. We got our starting quarterback back, a 100-yard catch, wide receiver back, got our starting left tackle back on offense. On defense, we returned most of our big-time starters from last year, and we also feel like we did a really good job in the portal addressing some immediate needs. So we're excited going into to year 2, and clearly it's not going to be an easy test here coming to Gainesville next weekend.
2-part question here, Zach. How was year 1 for you? Do you think you'll be a better football team in year 2?
Yeah, year 1 was clearly a lot of ups and downs. I've got an offensive background, been a coordinator for a while now. And so for me, it was just more of trying to navigate the head coaching duties, trying to be involved with all 3 phases, not just offense. And definitely feel a lot more comfortable here going into year 2. And yeah, I absolutely think we're going to be a better football team this year again. We're able to retain a lot of great players, and we also have our entire coaching staff intact as well from last year, which is rare in the world we're living in right now. And so just a lot of people that know the standard, know what it's supposed to look like around here. And again, the biggest thing, as always, the players make the plays, and we got a lot of our best players back from last year's team.
Looking at what you did last year, entertaining, you throw it around, air raid type, you throw it around a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a quarterback guy by trade, so I like to put the ball in my quarterback's hands, and we're looking forward to hopefully being able to run the ball a little bit better this year. We were banged up at some positions last year, and ultimately my philosophy is get my best 11 guys on the field, and I felt like last year that was the route for us to do that was to go more 10 personnel, and so. When you're in 10 personnel, naturally you're going to throw the ball more. And so I do come from an air raid background and a quarterback background. So I do like the ball in my quarterback's hands, but definitely looking forward to hopefully getting this run game working a little bit better here in 2026.
With what you have back, Zach, do you think you'll be better defensively?
I do. Again, we got our two of our all-conference guys back in C.J. Doggett at defensive tackle and Leon Hart at linebacker. And again, some areas where we really needed some improvement on the edge of the defensive line. We got some big-time transfers there that we feel good about. And, in the secondary, too, we got some good transfers, but we also have some guys back in the secondary that played a lot of football here. So, I'm not saying we're going to make the jump to a top 25 defense right away, but I do think we're going to be a lot better than we were last year.
Is it fun going up against a team like Florida in the opener, and what have you seen of Florida to this point?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for our football program. Anytime you get the chance to go play an SEC opponent, on national television, I think it's great for our program. Again, it's not going to be easy. I got a ton of respect for Coach Summerall. I played him last year at Tulane, and I think his coordinators that he hired, and Brad White and Coach Faulkner, I think those guys do a tremendous job on both phases. And man, they're a super talented football team. And I know, again, I know Coach Summerall, and I know he's going to have these guys, flying around, playing extremely hard. They're going to be a tough, physical football team. And again, they've got all the talent in the world. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be fun to watch Coach Summerall, get this program going. And again, for us, it's going to be a great opportunity for the Owls to come in there and, again, put our program on the map on national television. I'm
glad you mentioned the fact that you played Summerall. Does that help a little bit, having some familiarity playing him last year?
Yeah, I think it does to a certain extent. Clearly, he's a defensive guy, so I know he's going to have his fingerprints on that defense a little bit. And, clearly him and Coach White worked together at Kentucky, and there's some similarities in, Tulane's defense last year and then what Kentucky was doing defensively last year as well. And so there's definitely some familiarity going there. But again, you're talking about, a new head coach going into a new school and having new coordinators that he didn't work with the year before, and players on both sides of the ball that he didn't coach last year. And so there's definitely some familiarity, but again, I think there's going to be some on all phases from both sides, from us and from Florida, of some new stuff that the opponent hasn't quite seen yet.
All right, I'm going to end with two things here, Zach. Pretend you and I are sitting having an adult beverage, and we're just shooting the breeze here. And I say to you, what do you think about all that's going on here in college football with, NFL guys, all of that? How would you answer that?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all that. I'm liking that these commissioners are kind of coming down and they're putting their foot down, saying that this stuff can't happen. We talk about all the time, what the transfer portal's done for the high school athletes and how that's taken away opportunities for high school athletes. Well, now you start letting guys that have played in preseason NFL games come back. You're taking away more opportunities from high school athletes, and even more so, you're taking away opportunities for guys that have, busted their tail for you the whole month of August here in this fall camp. And you may be taking roster spots and stuff like that. So I'm not a fan of it. I'm hopeful that eventually we can get this Save College Sports Act passed as well. I think that'll be great for the game. I do agree with the one-time transfer, and again, I'm fine with paying guys NIL as well, but I do think there needs to be a cap on it. And I think there needs to be a cap on how many times you can transfer. That's just kind of my that's my philosophy on it. I'm a college football purist. I love the game, and I'd love to see it get back to where it was, 5 to 6 years ago before some of this madness all came to be here.
Last thing, if I asked you strongest part or the part of your football team you're the most confident in, where would you go with that?
Yeah, I'd say my wide receiver core. Again, I got two starting receivers back from last year's. My Easton Messer was a 1,000-yard receiver, 100-catch receiver. And then Dom Henry, he had almost 50 catches and 600 yards receiving as well. And then we brought in a really good transfer named Kelby Valson from Texas Tech that's had just a tremendous spring and tremendous fall camp. And so I think our depth in that receiver room is really, really good and really deep, and excited about that room this year.
Coach, I know you're busy. I appreciate you taking time to talk to Gainesville. Thank you, and we'll see you up here in just a few short days.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
You got it, Coach. Thank you. Zach Kittley, the head football coach at Florida Atlantic University, live here on Sports Scene today. Hope you enjoyed. Give a little thumbnail look at his football team. They're going to zing it around. I'm just telling you, they are going to zing it around. All right. With Nico, our producer today, don't forget, we have all kinds of ways to participate in the show. Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm. Visit ograinsurance.com to learn more about them. YouTube questions from Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Spurrier does his banking, serving our community for 90 years. Email, you know it, srussell@wruf.com, presented by International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. You want fine jewelry? This is the place to go, International Diamond Center. First hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Quality Plumbing. Since 1984, a name you have trusted. They're good people. They do great work. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all. And don't forget, all of our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, the only injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law won't back down. All right, let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Gator Man, hello.
What's going on, Steve?
Hey.
Bottom line is, I heard of Dan Mullen talking on somebody's radio station. He was mentioning the Gators, about the Gators left a national title on the table when they fired him, but he didn't realize what he left the Gators with. So I got the top 10 things that Dan Mullen's left. The number 10, he left Napier in a mess. Number 9, he left the defensive coordinator out when he got hired. Number 8, he left Alabama with 52 points in the ACC championship game. Number 7, he left the Gator Nation with empty hopes and dreams. Number 6, he left Anthony Richardson unattended. Number 5, he left Anthony Richardson high and dry when he put him in the Georgia game trying to prove a point to the Gator fans. Number 4, he left his hard-working recruiting at Mississippi State because he didn't get it done at UF. And number 3, you left a bad example when you quit on the team. And number 2, you left the University of Florida with a big-time worthless vibe. And number 1 thing you left Kyle Trask on the bench too long. Steve, you have a good day.
All right, Gator Man, thank you. Don't forget, number 17, Gator Volleyball, and a historic match tonight. They'll face number 1 Nebraska, 8 o'clock, inside, that's Eastern time, inside AT&T Stadium for Spikes Under the Lights. First of its kind ever women's collegiate volleyball tournament that features 4 of the nation's best programs. And this will be the first volleyball match, collegiate or pro, to take place in an NFL stadium. And it's the first to ever air on TNT. Yeah. Best of 3 format. Winner of the opening match between Florida and Nebraska will meet number 10 Penn State or number 11 Southern Methodist in the championship match. Sets 1 and 2 to 21, set 3 to 15, all sets being won by 2 points. And the inaugural event has a $1 million prize pool, the largest ever awarded in women's college sports. This is such a cool thing, and Florida gets to be part of it. Really cool. Bernard, hello.
Yeah, Steve, that thing you were just talking about, volleyball, Florida win, I guess the first game, maybe they have an opportunity to go against the former a teammate. If the young lady is still at Penn State, I can't think of her name. She was probably the top player in the country when she left here. But you interviewed the FAU coach. Steve, sound like it's going to be a nice little first game for Florida. He said he got a defensive tackle that's good, so that's going to test the interior of the offensive line and his wide receivers. A lot of people say one of the weakest parts of this team could possibly be our corner. So it looks like the secondary is going to get a good test the first game of the year.
Well, I mean, look, when you go up against a throwing team, you are going to get tested. It's kind of what they do. But what we don't know is, and again, Summerall has familiarity with them, playing them at Tulane. That will help, I think, each coach a little bit. But in this case, I kind of like the fact that Florida is opening up with a team that zings it around a little bit, because we can then see, how the secondary will do. Where's the pass rush? Do they put pressure on the quarterback? That's a good thing.
So, yeah, a lot of times that pass rush can help out your secondary. Steve, you take care and have a great one, okay?
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, later in the show, Richard Johnson from CBS Sports is going to be here, Gator grad, by the way. I'm going to ask him where he thinks the Gators will finish in the SEC hierarchy, and I'm going to throw that out today. Where do you think Florida football ends up in the SEC? All right? And we got a couple of high school coaches coming on, and that is what's on the docket for Sports Scene. We'll take a break, come back. Much more to come. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio on WRUF.
Your new home for the Jacksonville Jaguars is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
For 60 years, GW Homes has been building beautiful homes and helping families build great lives right here in Alachua County. GW Homes is Alachua County's luxury home builder, known for exceptional craftsmanship, thoughtful design, and a commitment to quality. And as a proud third-generation family-owned company, they know what it means to build for generations. Ready to build your dream home? Visit the GW Homes model this weekend or talk with a GW Homes team member today. Explore more at gw-homes.com. That's gw-homes.com.
In the mood for a delicious Asian fusion cuisine for lunch? Then head to P.F. Chang's in Gainesville. They have lunch specials starting at just $11.99. Happy hour, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Enjoy $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Wednesdays are girls' night with half-price wine and champagne bottles. And any day, anytime, sip house and lucky cocktails for $8.99. Celebrate every meal at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch, drinks, and fun.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their pressed ciabatta pesto chicken with fries, grilled chicken, assorted roast peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella, and pesto aioli.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Come on in. New customers can bet $5 and get $100 in bonus bets.
Thanks.
And welcome back returning customers. You can also bet $5 and get $100 in bonus bets.
Yes. What about John Daly? I never left.
It doesn't matter if you're a new customer, a returning customer, or you never left like John Daly. Everybody gets bonus bets.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator Sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Great segue, because Monday, the season debut of Inside the Huddle. And that guy, the Gator QB Shane Matthews, will be here. So will the head ball coach Steve Spurrier. So will I. 11 a.m. is our new time every Monday, starting this Monday. And then Shane and I will do an hour together, and then I'll do an hour alone on Mondays. So we look forward to that. All right, where is Florida going to finish in the SEC? I want to hear that from you. Richard Johnson, one of our grads, is going to join us to talk about that and some other things as well. He works for CBS Sports and CBSSports.com. Mike says, playing a team that can throw it could be a tough matchup for Florida. If we can't get to the quarterback, it could be a lot tougher game than most fans think. Yep. I mean, I think it'll be good for that and good to see, what our secondary can do too here. Daryl says the Gators finish 6th in the SEC. Corey, got to record all the predictions and do a montage at the end of the year. It'll be entertaining regardless of how the season goes. Yeah, it's fun, and I do this once in a while. Corey, it's funny you mentioned this. I'll do something like this, and then, when the season's over, go back and, hey, Florida finished, and they just throw this out. They finished 3rd in the SEC. Well, the composite was they're going to finish 7th, or the media predicted Florida to finish, whatever. It's kind of fun to do that. And look, this is based on schedule. I think it's based on what people think the returning talent might be. You don't know what the injury situation is going to be like. So, that's just, but it's good to have some fun with it. I don't know if you saw this. The SEC is going to suspend head coaches who add pro players. Now, the only be careful what I say here. The SEC member schools voted 15-0 to confirm the penalties. Guess which school abstained? Yeah, LSU. Okay. And then the vote to approve the new policy banning pro athletes was approved by a 16-0 vote. They participated in that. But it looks like coaches will now be suspended if they do this, including a half-season suspension for a coach, a fine that matches 50% of the sport's annual budget, and revocation of league voting rights. That is pretty stiff. And I don't know if anybody is willing to go up against that. I think, again, I don't know if Kiffin and then the basketball coach, Will Wade, if they pursue this, if they keep doing it, what's going to happen? I'm going to make a prediction here. They will not do it because that penalty is steep. And number two, we haven't heard the last of the courts here yet. What if you get a friendly judge who has a restraining order against the SEC and says they can't do that, you can go ahead and play. Then what? I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, but we will see. The NFL eliminates the Pro Bowl. Good. Look, the only All-Star game worth it is baseball. That's it. Basketball, I mean, no one plays defense. And in hockey, no one plays defense. And in football, you don't want to get hurt. I get it. But in baseball, when you're facing Tarek Skubal, he's not throwing 75. He's bringing it. So, I just wish they wouldn't even play an all-star game in any other sport except baseball. Because that's the one that truly has the one that's, in my view at least, the most competitive. By the way, I don't know if you saw this. See what they're doing at the University of Tennessee? The UF bookstore here is going to have an NIL corner in it. Think of that. If I said to you, hosting this show 5 years ago, the UF bookstore would have an NIL section, you thought I was crazy. Well, at Tennessee, they are going to have a brick and mortar merchandise store, kind of like the UF bookstore. So they're going to have that. And I think, from what I could see, it's going to be a volunteer club retail store. 800 square feet. It will sell limited edition memorabilia and exclusive clothing not found anywhere else. So once again, schools coming up with creative ways to make money. And this is what I think, and I don't think this is going to be the last you'll see of this. But that's pretty smart. And again, I would imagine, I don't know this, what's going to go on over at our bookstore here would be the same thing, where it would go to NIL. But there you are. And it's going to be, for Tennessee, they're offering subscriptions. $35 a month for a new autograph from a current or former Vol. $100 a month for an autograph plus 2 season tailgate passes. $500 a month for VIP tailgate and early event access. Just, once again, crazy, but this is where we are. I got news for you. It's got another half hour for my next interview. And I'm sitting here waiting for you. I'm trying to think about where you're going to finish in the SEC. Tomorrow, Graham Hall will be here hosting. Looking forward to having him here. Make him feel welcome. Good dude. And appreciate when he can fill in when I have something I got to do, and I have something I got to do. So that's why I'm not here tomorrow. But you want to bring something up, email me or whatever, please do, because if not, it's going to be a long day for all of us. We'll take a break, come back. More Sports Scene coming on WRUF.
Stream all of our shows on YouTube. Search WRUF, home of the Gators.
Your heart health matters. That's why Titan MRI and Imaging and Gainesville Open MRI are offering a coronary calcium scan for just $99. This quick, painless CT scan takes about 15 minutes and can help identify calcified plaque in your heart's arteries, giving you valuable insight to your future heart attack risk. The results provide a calcium score that can help your doctor determine the best preventive care plan for you. Schedule your scan today at GainesvilleOpenMRI.com. Live longer, live healthier. Titan MRI and Imaging with 3 convenient locations in Gainesville and Lake City, serving you better.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
The head ball coach scores again. Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 American Lager is now available everywhere at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Smooth and refreshing with just enough of a crisp finish. Also available at most places you buy beer. If you don't see it, ask for it.
A beer made by Gators for Gators. Make a great play and enjoy a cold one today.
Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 American Lager. Please drink responsibly.
If you're looking for premium, high-quality food served in an unforgettable atmosphere, you're going to love brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
This is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet.
Complete with build-your-own omelet station, served every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Reservations are encouraged, and walk-ins are always welcome.
Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Coldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Get the latest Gator sports news on WRUF.com, your online home for Gator sports.
And then Robert Zimmerman here with us. Welcome back. Nico producing today. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of our show today. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Corey is there. Hi, Corey.
Hey, Steve. Did you say the NIL store was going to be in Florida?
Not a store. They're going to have a section, an NIL section in the bookstore.
Okay. All right. So here's my thing. I know you don't know the answer to this, but I'm sure they're doing it, and I guarantee you at UGA or LSU or whatever store, they're having the same meeting, and then every other school is going to do it, and you almost like lose your advantage. I mean, you can't keep up fast enough because you're losing your advantage, and it feels like the universities and the system is just trying to milk every dollar out of the private citizens they can to keep up. And I know you don't know the answer, but, like, where does it stop? Because the more money in the system, the more money the athletes are going to demand, and it's just a never-ending vicious cycle.
That's why if the people in college football would listen to me, you do what the NFL does. You do a salary cap. That fixes this. Now, here's the thing. If you did that, Corey, and I've thought a lot about this, you would have to have a commissioner. You would have to, because the NFL has that. So if somebody tries to circumvent the salary cap, there's somebody there to make sure that doesn't happen. Well,
you're also going to have a players' union, correct?
That's yes. But point is, if somebody tries to do that, there's somebody in the NFL who's going to, investigate that. If we had a salary cap in college football and somebody tries to circumvent it, who investigates it? The NCAA? I don't know.
No, they can't.
Right. That's my point.
They've lost all credibility.
That's my point.
And I don't know. I almost wish we could use social media for good, and all the fans would be on the same page, and just everybody not show up and tune in for 1 week. And I guarantee you that would get a point across to somebody.
Well,
but that'll never happen.
Corey, look, I don't. I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here a little bit, but look, let's go back to the good old days, right? When players actually went to class instead of online. When you were on a scholarship and maybe a Pell Grant and you weren't getting paid, right? Well, you were still asked to pay a booster fee and, all of that. It's just gotten the cost, like anything, look, the cost of everything in our country has gone haywire. It just has. Yeah. Good, bad, wrong, right. So sports is just part of that. It's part of what the world is. And the demands are that if you're going to have all these things, right? And here's the other thing, if they would listen to me. Also put a cap on how much you spend on facilities, okay? Say you can spend X dollars on facilities. You can put in it whatever you want as long as it hits the threshold of that dollar. Well, nobody talks facilities now. Remember when Florida didn't have one? And Mullen complained about that from day one here, right? That was a big deal. Do you hear anybody now complaining about facilities? No.
It's funny you say that because I remember talking to you around, I think it was COVID area, Dan Mullen area, when this NIL and the lawsuit with the game was just beginning. And we were just talking hypothetically. It was a whole conversation for a week or so about if the NIL came to pass, what would it be like? I mean, you and other callers and me, we had conversations for a week. I don't think any of us ever seen it go into this.
No, I don't think anybody did either. But once again, once the genie's out of the bottle, what happens? The normal competitive thing happens. If Alabama spends $2, Auburn wants to try to raise $3. That's just how this rolls. And until there's a stoppage of it, I keep thinking there's got to be a point when a fan can't afford this anymore. But I guess not, because there's going to be 90,000 people in the swamp next Saturday.
Yeah. One more question. Is there any accountability for the universities in the NIL? Is all the money raised for NIL actually going to the students, or is the universities using this to pay themselves back so they still get the same profit margin pre-NIL? Does that make sense?
It does, but I guess you've got to be careful with how you define NIL. Let me give you an example. Morgan Wallen, right? Mm-hmm. You can't tell me some of that money ain't going to NIL. So, but I don't know how much. I don't know any of that, but I would imagine that is the case. So what do the individual schools do? I think that just varies on where you are.
Yeah, I'm not accusing anybody and not a conspiracy. I'm just wondering because it's human nature. That's just human. That's just basic human nature.
Well,
I mean, there's all this money in the pot.
The problem is that there's been no transparency by anybody as to, okay, school X, how much NIL money do you have? Where has that NIL money come from? To my knowledge, and I could be wrong, I've not seen that from anybody, but maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can prove me wrong. All right.
I mean, you hear. Okay, I'll let you go.
All right. Thank you, Corey. Let's see here. Brian, International Diamond Center email. Crazy thinking the SEC is so big now to finish top 6 means you've had a pretty dang good year considering 6th last year would have been Oklahoma. Yeah, I agree. I do think this is possible, but I'd say the Gators finish at 8, mid-pack, with a lot to take into a bowl game and into this next year. Question, do you think this is Belichick's last year at North Carolina if it doesn't work out well this year? I guess define what doesn't work out well. If it's like last year, yes. I think he's done. If they improve, look better, maybe he gets another year. But no, if it's like last year, I can't see him staying. James, as a long-suffering Browns fan, oh boy, that's almost worse than being a Jets fan. Almost. I'm extremely disappointed I have to watch Deshaun Watson play for my team. Have you shared your thoughts? That was probably one of the worst signings in recent NFL memory. Now, that all goes away if Deshaun Watson has a good year. Then, oh man, I'm so glad we have Deshaun Watson. That's how that works. But on paper, awful. Awful. It's rumored the Browns are going to try to police booing Watson at home games. Good luck. Good luck. Okay? So the boo police is now going to be in Cleveland, where I'm sitting in my seat and I boo, and some dude's going to come over and say, don't boo. If that's the case, if it's come down to that you have people who are going to police booing in a stadium? The Browns open in Jacksonville and Tampa. Lots of Cleveland transplants will be booing him along with the opposing team's fans. Yeah. But here's the good news. If Watson's as bad as you think he is, and the Browns are as bad as you think they're going to be, then guess what? High draft choice next year with a good quarterback pool. Dante Moore, Arch Manning, etc. Ellis in Lake City. With the Gators' wide variety of playmakers, do you think this could lead to more trick plays and more fourth down offensive opportunities? More trick plays. I mean, even under Coach Spurrier, how many trick plays did Florida run? You get gimmicky, I think, if you do that. But yeah, it's possible. And then we will see with Summerall, Ellis, what he does on fourth down. How much does he gamble? Okay? Does he, 4th and 2 from his own 40? And it's like anything else. When you do that, you're a genius. And when you don't, you're an idiot. That's how that works. I don't care if you're coaching middle school, high school. That's how that works. Rich, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Steve. So pretty big day for the Rays, not on the field. They're off today after a good win yesterday. But off the field, this afternoon, the Tampa City Council will vote on whether they want this new stadium or not. And if they vote yes, they're going to be on the hook for about $80 million. Then tomorrow, Hillsborough County Commission votes. If they vote yes, they're going to be on the hook for about $800 million. And then the new ownership apparently will cover the rest, which will be, the balance will be about $1.3 billion. They're saying it's a total of 2.3. There are going to be overages, so it's probably closer to 3, but they will cover the balance, whatever that is. So pretty big week in the next couple days off the field for the Rays.
Yeah, I think the total was like $2.5 billion, something like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little less, but something. It was over $2 billion. I know that, and I did not know. You know more than I do because you're around there. Where the division is going to be as far as the money is concerned, but I did know it was over $2 billion.
Yeah, and it's this goes back years. We've been going back and forth with the location for a long time. I remember the initial one over in St. Pete, right on the water, was going to be about $700 million. That was years ago. So every year that goes by, the costs go up. So I'm hoping this comes through.
Yeah,
and it's going to be where the close to where the Bucks play, over near Ray J.
It's Dale Mabry, isn't it?
Dale Mabry, yep.
Yeah.
And it will include a new campus for Hillsborough College. Used to be Hillsborough Community College. So I think the plan is good and the plan is in place. The traffic wise, hopefully they'll be able to work through that and incorporate some kind of new road system in there or something. But I'm hoping this comes through because enough is enough. Let's Fisher cut bait here.
Well, I think this. If for some reason this doesn't go through, then adios. You ain't going to be in Tampa. I mean, if I'm the owner, why? Now, look, the other side of this coin is you're from there, I think, and I've been to the Trop, I mean, is it luxurious? No. But it's indoors. I'm not sitting there sweltering. You got a good baseball team that you're watching. It doesn't have a great deal of amenities. I understand that. And certainly the owners want to maximize their dollar. I get that too. Mm-hmm. But I think sometimes that stadium gets a bad rap because they think it's some junky place. It's not. But I get it. There's a lot more that could be done there from an ownership and from even a, concession fan thing. I get it.
Yeah, I think their concern is the location. I have no problem with the Trop at all. But when they start looking at location, they always want to gear it more toward the Tampa side for bigger crowds.
Yep.
And then you look at the new stadiums out there, just unbelievable, like where the Pirates play, where the Braves play. The Mets are in a nice place, I guess. I've never been there, but that's a good stadium. So there's so many much better stadiums out there, so they want to, move away from the Trop. But to watch a game, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's my point. It's not, once you get in the place, it's not horrible, but I understand where they're going and what they want. All right, appreciate you, Rich.
One last thing, Steve.
Quickly, yep.
They did a nice job on the new roof and the new field. I mean, it really looks good when you go there now. So it's almost like a huge upgrade, but they're still looking elsewhere. Thanks, Steve. Take care.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Chris, I got to have you hold on. I got to get a break. We'll come back, take your call, and then we will have more Sports Scene here on WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC, 2026 GMC Sierra, $399 per month. 2026 Chevy Silverado, $379 per month. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months and no payments for 90 days on new Chevy Silverado. Come see us today at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $69.99 due at signing, plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer. May include loyalty, subject to lender approval. $16.66 per thousand financed at 0 APR for 60 months. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Trades.
Our Town Magazine and the Builders Association of North Central Florida invite you to the Our Town Home and Garden Show, August 29th and 30th at the Sports Events Center at Celebration Point, presented by Entrust Roofing and Visit Gainesville, featuring over 150 vendors with exclusive deals for all of your home, garden, and patio needs. From landscaping inspiration to the latest upgrades and renovation projects. Tickets are only $5 and children 10 and under are free. Check us out online at GainesvilleHomeandGarden.com. We'll see you there.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Thunderstorms along the Nature Coast will continue tracking inland and eastward this afternoon. Pockets of locally heavy rainfall will be possible. In areas that don't receive showers, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures peaking in the upper 80s and lower 90s. A few lingering storms early on tonight, then decreasing cloud cover, lows in the morning in the lower 70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
The Extra Point with Steve Russell, presented by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Saturdays after Gator football, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
It is certainly arguable after the Beatles disbanded, that band became the most popular band in America. Creedence, no doubt. Okay. By the way, thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of the show. Let's get to Chris here. Chris, thank you for waiting.
Steve, great show. I love CCR, but I never heard the argument that they were the most popular band in America after the Beatles.
I think you make a good argument for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look at that. I always felt like they were, I grew up listening to punk rock like the Ramones and the Clash, and I always felt like CCR was the rock band that punk rockers could like. They felt garage and sort of underground. I didn't think they had that sort of wide spread popularity, but interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they sold a lot of records between like 68 and 72. So anyway, let's go.
Yeah, Fogerty's a genius. Yep. So, Steve, I just want to talk about the Boo Police in Cleveland. Whether they do that or that's installed or not, I think that this is an extension of a larger cultural problem that we're facing in sports and really in music and artists. People don't like to be criticized anymore. I noticed this trend a few years ago when I watch NBA Today on ESPN. Like, the journalists don't criticize the players at all. They'll criticize coaches, ownership, management. They do not criticize the players. The further we get where our college athletes are making a lot of money, which I support, pro athletes are making ungodly amounts of money, and the working class, 75% of the country lives check to check. The bigger that gap is, the more insulated they are from criticism, and the more the sort of regular fan feels like they don't have a voice.
I'm not sure I'd go that far, but I get the point you're trying to make. Look, I think there is certainly booing an athlete is something a fan should be able to do. I never supported it at the college level until now because they're getting paid. I'm sorry.
Right.
If you're making $1 million and you suck, guess what? You can be booed. I'm sorry. But I mean, before I did not support that. But I do think there is a line, that you don't cross when you do it. But then again, to your point, who polices that? How is that policed? It gets pretty sticky.
Yeah, and I think we all know what the line is. When you're being hateful or racist, that's where the line should be. But I think that players have sort of pushed that boundary to mean anything. And you've heard players comment on it over the last few years. We've kind of lumped it all into one category of, you don't criticize. And you see the same conversations in music. When I was growing up, you made fun of bands that sucked. That's not the case anymore. If you make fun of an artist that's not good, their fans will jump all over you online. And I just think we're getting to a place where we can't criticize things anymore.
Well, but you just said the two key words. You said the two key words, Chris. Online. That's changed
true. All right.
Everything. Thank you, my man. Appreciate your call, Chris. By the way, Jags, Bucks, you want to go? We'll let you go. Caller 7 right now, 392-8255, a pair of tickets to Friday night's Jags-Bucks game. If you can't go, we'll have it here live for you at 6:30. So caller 7, 392-8255. You want tickets to go see the game? Nico will take the call, and you can go on us. International Diamond Center email. Mark predicts 4 to 5 in SEC play. Why? Lack of depth. 2 tackles I don't trust, no matter who the name is, and 2 quarterbacks I don't trust, no matter who the name is. The 8-4, 9-3, 10-2 crowd is pure lunacy. I wonder, Mark, why you don't trust them. In other words, what has Philo done where you don't trust him? Unproven? Maybe. But I'm not sure about trusting him, but I get it. International Diamond Center email, Peyton, which of your teams, not counting the Knicks or the Gators, most likely to win a title in the next 10 to 15 years? None of them. None of them. The Jets are really far away. The Rangers didn't make the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Mets are abysmal. So what makes me think that any of those teams are going to win? I would say none of them. Now, the Mets have the money, and if they spend it right, they could buy themselves, a chance. But I don't know. I just think not good. Not good. And we are in week 0. Got some games, finally, we can talk about, too. Okay? All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Hour 2 of Sports Scene coming your way. Got a bunch of high school coaches coming on. Richard Johnson, Gator grad, CBS Sports. We'll talk college football coming back as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
The John Sumrall era begins this September. Catch every game right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM. We are your home for Gator sports.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
College football is about to kick off, and there's no better way to experience every touchdown, every big play, and every unforgettable rivalry than with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. He's been broadcasting Gator sports for more than 30 years. He's seen it all and spoken with everyone. This is Sports Scene with Steve Russell.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And brought to you in part by Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Meldon Law, UF Orthopedics, Atlantic Roofing, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, Sensei Asian Bistro, and the head beer coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's the Dean of Gator Sports, Steve Russell.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Thursday. Nico, been busy today. Got Jags tickets given away. We got guests, all that. He's our producer today. We're going to get our next guest on here momentarily, Richard Johnson from CBS Sports, Gator grad. We'll talk college football and many other things as well. Don't forget, we come to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio. You know them, you trust them. In business since 1979, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see them today. When you do, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. We've not had any Facebook Live or YouTube questions today. YouTube questions from Campus USA Credit Union, founded on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. And Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruse Ogra, a team of dedicated insurance pros ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Ruse Ogra State Farm. Quality Plumbing sponsoring the first hour of the show. The second hour brought to you in part by our friends at Domino's Pizza. Whether you're picking up or ordering delivery, it's fast, easy, just a click away. You can order now at GatorDominoes.com. And make sure and check out our daily clip of the day on WRUF Facebook and YouTube at WRUF Home of the Gators, brought to you by our friends at Fairlife Milk. And don't forget, all of our guests, like Richard Johnson, come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. All right. Lots going on here in terms of in college athletics and the SEC, all of that. Always a pleasure talking to our former students, and Richard Johnson, one of those, working for CBS Sports, CBSSports.com. Richard, thank you. I could probably, if we were sitting and having an adult beverage or even whatever, we could probably talk about 2 hours on these things, but we're limited, so I'll get right to it. First of all, thank you for being here. Your thoughts first on where in the hell things are now in college football. How crazy and how fast this has evolved into chaos.
First of all, always a pleasure, Steve. Feels like football to hear your voice on the other side of my phone.
There you go.
And we will certainly have an adult beverage at one point in time when I'm home next to talk about this
there
stuff.
There you go.
Look, man, your guess is as good as mine as to what a college football player even is these days right now. And it did start, some of this eligibility madness started during COVID, right? And that was fair that the guys who had to deal with that across all sports got extra years of eligibility and all that sort of stuff. But that's when this really started, when you started seeing, sixth year, seventh year, eighth, my man, an eighth year tight end last year, for instance. Like when you started seeing some of that stuff pop up. The current eligibility mess that we are in, though, is frankly because the NCAA, there is a group of players, 2022 high school graduates, that are not caught in either a COVID extra year or this new NCAA 5-for-5 thing, which is basically you have 5 years to play 5 seasons, which I think we can agree is pretty sane as far as all things are considered.
Yes.
Yes, but this group of players from 2022 have an opportunity here because they are not caught in either eligibility sort of ruling, basically. So you ask yourself, why are they not caught up in that? Why are they not captured? And why are they exploiting the loophole? Well, in my opinion, this loophole exists so that the NCAA and the conferences can continue to point to Congress and say, hey, see, this is an insane situation, and we need federal legislation to help us get a hold of this. They could have certainly grandfathered 2022 athletes in to their 5-for-5 ruling, but they chose not to. They did not. And this is just my opinion, but it's so that the powers that be can continue to lobby on Capitol Hill Congress to do what they want them to do. Now, the federal legislation surrounding college sports is currently in suspended animation because Congress is on reset
I like
right
that.
now.
I like that.
When they get back, though, in September, they're going to have to figure out how to pass this thing in the Senate. They're going to have to figure out how to pass this thing in the House, and they're going to have to figure out how the president is going to sign it. And they're going to have to do that while everybody's arguing about a midterm election, which we have coming up in November. So there's a lot going on here with whether they will actually get this federal legislation around college sports actually signed into law, and we'll see what happens in September.
The other thing that fascinates me here is because we live in such a litigious society, the SEC has, pretty much said, here's stiff penalties if you try to do this. But do you think there's a world, Richard, where a judge someplace could have a restraining order go against the league and open this can of worms again, or do you think this closes the door?
Oh, absolutely. We are not closed here. Not at all. And I think the clearest indication of that is that the initial reporting was that it was a unanimous 16-0 vote of SEC presidents.
Yeah.
And then the reporting changed yesterday. And the Louisiana State University claims that they abstained from the vote. Well, why would they do that? Well, they would do that, in my opinion. I'm not a real lawyer. I just play one on TV. Right. But in my opinion, LSU may be getting ready to sue the SEC.
Wow.
And in order for them to have a leg to stand on in that lawsuit, that is the route that they choose to go on all this, they are going to need to have something to say that we didn't agree to this rule. And by saying you abstained from the vote, it may help your legal case, even if only slightly, that you were trying to make to a judge. Say, hey, we abstained from the vote. We didn't vote on it at all. And it was 15-0 and not 16-0, and everybody's against us. So I don't know if LSU is going to sue the SEC, but if I was LSU and I was going to sue the SEC, I probably would need to say that I did not vote on the rule in which I am suing over.
Richard Johnson joining us, CBS Sports, CBS.com. I keep thinking there's just a breaking point, Richard, where you just can't have $40 million rosters, $50 million rosters, but there doesn't seem to be a breaking point in that. Do you think those numbers will continue to escalate?
Yeah, I think at the championship level, a couple of years ago when Ohio State won it, it was probably like 20 million, right? Ohio State's roster was probably 20 million when they won the national championship. And there were some teams that were like just at 30. Now, the championship barrier to entry, the championship class of the sport is over 30. We're going to have, there are some teams that are going to get kind of close to 50. And they're already there. There's a handful, I think, that are already there. Now, some of it is math because some teams aren't paying like 80 guys yet. There are some teams that aren't there yet. Or if they're paying that amount of players, that they're paying the freshmen, for instance, very minimal, right? Like call it minimum wage. It's not really what it is, but that's the term I'll use. So I think some of it is a raw math situation where as you start paying more players, your payroll increases. So that's just part of the arithmetic here. But the other thing is keeping up with the Joneses, and it's college football, and we keep score every Saturday, and as long as we do that, we're going to have to find ways to keep up with the Joneses. And college football is a might make right exercise if you were trying to win a championship. And so there's a group of teams, 20, 25, 30 of them, that are going to continue to push the envelope with player compensation because that's going to be what it takes. And at the end of the day, if you have a player on your roster, you are probably not paying, if at least he's good in your two deep, you're probably not paying him his max value. And all it takes for him to get his max value is to call up a rival and say, hey, I'm open for business, or have his agent do that. And then the bidding war begins. So a lot of dynamics, a lot of things that get these rosters ballooned to the cost that they are right now.
I got 2 minutes left, but I wanted to give a plug to CBSSports.com because a lot of people who work for the site have waited on the SEC and where teams will finish. I've seen some, 11th place finishes, 6th place finishes. Where does Richard Johnson predict the Gators finish?
Oh, I don't know if we put our SEC picks up. We had a pick thing that they had me contribute to. I don't know if they've put it up yet, but if I recall correctly, I would have had Florida probably 8th or 9th. I'm not as high as some people are on Florida. It's funny. I think Florida's got probably the best skill group in the SEC, if I'm honest. The receivers and the running backs, it's as good as anybody's got in the league. My questions about Florida reside at quarterback. I know that Aaron Philo is going to be the guy, but my questions reside at quarterback, whether Aaron Philo really is it. I have some questions about why he wasn't named starting quarterback after spring or even earlier in camp. And a battle continued with Tramel Jones. I think the offensive line, I have some concerns about that as well. There's some defensive linemen, Brendan Bett, Jaden Woods, obviously, that I think are really good, but the depth up front on the defense has some concerns over it. So when I think about what Florida can be this season, I've seen some, of course, college football playoff cases for Florida. I don't know about all that. I think I'm probably a little bit more down on the Gators than some of my colleagues. Yeah, they did publish it, I saw, and Fornelli and Patterson, Marcelo, all you guys. So we'll see what, and most people picking Georgia and Texas, which makes sense. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you. We'll get you back during the year, and we'll see if this craziness ends. And aren't you glad we're going to start playing football for a change? I need it. I got to have it. Enough Congress, enough legal analysis. Let's play some games.
All right, Richard. Thank you. Appreciate you. Richard Johnson, great to have him and proud of him. He's a terrific guy, and one of our alums. We'll take a break, come back. Some high school football. Robbie Pruitt, Union County's coach, scheduled to join us as you listen to Sports Scene, sponsored this hour by Gator Dominoes on WRUF.
Want the latest in Gator sports news? Log on to WRUF.com, your online home for all things Gator sports.
Hey, folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
For 60 years, GW Homes has been building beautiful homes and helping families build great lives right here in Alachua County. GW Homes is Alachua County's luxury home builder, known for exceptional craftsmanship, thoughtful design, and a commitment to quality. And as a proud third-generation family-owned company, they know what it means to build for generations. Ready to build your dream home? Visit the GW Homes model this weekend or talk with a GW Homes team member today. Explore more at gw-homes.com. That's gw-homes.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy Chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Coach, you getting in on the Hard Rock Bet Survival Pool?
Has it started yet?
Nope, just lock in your pick by October 4th to play.
And that's it?
Nope, you pick a new team each week.
Any entry fee?
Nope, it's free to play after you made a deposit.
Is there big money up for grabs?
Up to $2 million cash.
I'm in.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Free to play. No purchase necessary to enter. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The Tampa Bay Rays play here all summer long. WRUF.
Well, we were hoping to have Coach Pruitt, but we seemingly cannot get hold of him. We will try one more time, Nico, in a couple of minutes. And if not, we will have him another day. That sometimes happens. International Diamond Center email, Daniel in Georgia. Tell Coach Pruitt, well, I can't because he ain't here. So I can't do that. And then Mike, I'm sick of the national media pimping a 6th-round draft backup quarterback on a bad team because he's Deion's son. It's been the main topic running down Watson and promoting Sanders since Watson was named the starter. Well, Mike, you only gave half the equation there. Have you seen what Deshaun Watson has done? I don't hear any complaints about that. And what he did is certainly not even comparable to anything we should do or Sanders. And I'm talking about his off-the-field nonsense. Okay? So, be careful where you throw stones. So, again, I just think that's what you have to do. And again, that's how it is. Mr. Jewell, Sterling, been hearing a lot of talk about Philo and the idea he doesn't need to be an All-American, throw for 250 plus, or have multiple touchdowns every game for Florida to have success this season. Instead, he may just need to be a solid game manager, limit mistakes, let the rest of the team do its job. By success, I mean finishing with a winning record and reaching a bowl game. Do you think that formula can work for the Gators this year, or will Florida ultimately need more from Philo? If I could answer that, Sterling, I'd be coaching. Do I think that, for example, let's just say a team decides we're not going to let Jaden Ball beat us, so we're going to stuff the line of scrimmage. Well, then there better be a case where, go ahead and answer that, it might be him, where you do have to throw the football more, right? So it just case-by-case basis. Each game, obviously, is different about what teams want to do and what's the other team's strength, right? That's what's great about the sport. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Andrew, hello.
Hey, have you guys been talking about ESPN getting rid of the scoreboard on the bottom?
No, that hasn't exactly been a big topic today, Andrew.
I was just curious your take, because I don't know. Is it just kind of another thing, like times are changing kind of thing, or what do you think it is?
I think ESPN must have decided it's not worth doing anymore, or maybe they've done research and realize it isn't something that fans want. But I can tell you this, I'm not losing sleep over it.
I know some of the older people are upset about it.
Why are they upset?
They like, the scores on the bottom, and like maybe they're not into their smartphones as much as the young kids, I guess.
Yeah, and I can understand that to a point. But once again, if you're looking at advertising dollars, it's not 75-year-old dudes.
Yeah. And I kind of I'm pretty sure the playoffs didn't have it, and I kind of thought it was cool, like the screen was bigger. It felt kind of like it felt like it was like a premium game kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. And I kind of think like nowadays you can look up the scores anyway, so it's like I wasn't really looking at the bottom anyway. What do you think?
Like I said, I'm not losing sleep.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate the call. 392-8255. You can email the show. Ask Russell at WRUF.com. Don't forget, Gator volleyball tonight in that historic matchup. It'll be a lot of fun to see. And don't forget, Saturday, the college football season begins. Thank the Lord. North Carolina faces TCU in Ireland. Coverage begins here Saturday morning at 11:30. And then a Major League Baseball doubleheader. Rays and Padres at 3:30. And then the Red Sox and the Yankees from the Bronx, all beginning at 11:30 in the morning. And don't forget tonight, no Gator volleyball here, but there's Gator soccer. The 20th ranked Gator soccer team faces Jacksonville. Coverage begins at 5:45. And then third and final week of the preseason begins. Rams-Chargers. Coverage begins at 9:30. All coming up here on WRUF. So lots going on. BB's email, utilizing AI and combining sophisticated modeling from Las Vegas and other equally sophisticated models which take into account, this is way over my head, reported range of $7 million to possibly over $20 million spent on football players compared to 7 other SEC teams. New coach, roster turnover, quarterback uncertainty schedule. Gators will finish 9th. I think that's what all that was for. Behind the SEC schools listed below with a 7-5 overall record and 4-5 in the SEC. And he says 7 of the 8 teams were those spending more. And he wonders about Oklahoma. Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, A&M, LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee. So there you go. I mean, money talks in just about anything, right, BB? So your point's well taken here that the money that's spent can help you get better. Frank says, is next Friday Prognostication Friday? Yes, it is. And it will be from now on. Yes. We have fun with that. And it's been a tradition here, and we will continue to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. And it'll start next week. Joe, with an International Diamond Center email, says, who do you like in the SEC? Somebody has to beat Georgia. I think they're really good. I think Texas is good, too. I think, like most people, I think they've got them 1-2 in some fashion. But I like Georgia. We'll take a break, come back, and hopefully Eastside's football coach, Gator Hoskins, is going to join us to talk about his team and his upcoming game. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Your heart health matters. That's why Titan MRI and Imaging and Gainesville Open MRI are offering a coronary calcium scan for just $99. This quick, painless CT scan takes about 15 minutes and can help identify calcified plaque in your heart's arteries, giving you valuable insight to your future heart attack risk. The results provide a calcium score that can help your doctor determine the best preventive care plan for you. Schedule your scan today at GainesvilleOpenMRI.com. Live longer, live healthier. Titan MRI and Imaging with 3 convenient locations in Gainesville and Lake City, serving you better.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
You know you're doing something right when your customers tell their friends and neighbors about you. That's why Ruse Ogre State Farm is proud to announce the opening of their second location, 25527 West Newberry Road in Newberry. From auto and home insurance to life insurance and more, if you're in Gainesville, Ruse can help you. And now if you're in Newberry, Ruse can help you. Ruse and his team thanks you for your trust, your referrals, and your support. Visit either of their 2 locations or call to get your personalized quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sunday Night Baseball plays here. WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Live from the Southeast Cridency studio, we welcome you back to Sports Scene, and it is now my pleasure to bring in Eastside High School's football coach Gator Hoskins to the show. Coming up for them in week 2 will be a Good Forest team. Gator, welcome. Tough opener against Fort White. As you look back at the tape, what'd you see?
Too many mistakes. Offensively, we shot ourselves in the foot. Not being able to play in that kickoff classic kind of hurt us a little bit, but we got a great week of practice, and hopefully we fix those mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes, you especially week 1, even if you play really well and you have some mistakes, do you feel the things that you didn't do well, Coach, are pretty fixable?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We turned the ball over too many times. Quarterback just read a couple of things wrong. A bad punt, couple bad punts, those things are fixable.
Isn't it funny how it works, though? If you can't play in a kickoff classic, it doesn't maybe sound important, but it doesn't give you a chance to go up and play somebody else, to kind of see the mistakes you make and work through them. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but that can, to your point, that can actually deter things when you open a season.
Definitely, man. It gives kids a chance to get those bugs and nervousness out of them, get a chance to go out and play against somebody else. So that being your first time with being a live game, it kind of hurt us a little bit.
Tell me about Forest.
They're a great football team, well coached. Coach Brantley's doing a great job over there. So we got to come out and play some great Eastside football.
I looked at your schedule, Gator. You got Buchholz after that. Gainesville's on the schedule, obviously. Bradford's on the schedule. Going about your schedule, what were you trying to accomplish in making that schedule?
We always want to kind of schedule, put together a great schedule to challenge the guys, to get us ready for the playoffs. That's always the goal. So I want to put together a great schedule to challenge us.
You mentioned about, some of the mistakes. What was for those who don't know, did you have a lot of turnover from last year? Did you lose a lot? How young a team do you have at this point?
We lost a lot. We're a pretty young football team. But again, that's no excuse. we just didn't play really well the first game. You know, hopefully we had a great week of practice, change some of those mistakes, fix some of those mistakes. So, you know, I'm not here to make no excuses.
Let's flip this around a little bit, Coach. I know when you lose, you look for things, but what were some things that you liked about the way you played?
I was very, very impressed with our defense. They flew around, had some couple guys that had zero varsity experience came out there, and they played some great football. They did the things that they were coached to do, and they did it really well, so we need another week like that.
You've been there a while now, and everybody talks about, you know, all coaches talk about culture and, you know, that sort of thing. And I think you and your staff have really built that. Have the kids bought into that despite the fact that you lost a lot from last year?
Definitely. A lot of these kids, they don't have the varsity experience, but they've been around the varsity culture. They've been around us. They've seen us coach, so they know what to expect. They brought into this culture.
And last thing, everybody wants to have a really solid two deep. Are you there yet? Are you still tinkering with that in terms of, you know, kids vying for playing time? Where do you sit there?
We're still trying to find a couple guys that fill in some of those roles. We got a lot of guys playing both ways. So, you know, I think with the more experience that these guys have, getting an opportunity to get in the game and play more and more, they'll get a little bit more comfortable, and they'll give us some of those opportunities to be too deep.
Well, I always appreciate you coming on, Gator. Again, after playing Fort White, they'll take on John Brantley's Forest team this week. Appreciate you, Gator. Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got it. Gator Hoskins done a good job over at Eastside, and they'll play my buddy John Brantley's team. That'll be kind of fun. All right. I was hoping we could sneak Coach Pruitt in here, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. So we will just see what we can do in the meantime. I do have one more break, and I'll see if I can get him there. In the meantime, I want to do this as well. Tomorrow, Graham Hall, 247 Sports, will host the show. And we are embarking, obviously, on a new football season, a new Gator athletic year. And as a result, Sports Scene also embarking on a new Gator athletic year. And we want to welcome some brand new sponsors to the show. Big Mills Cheesesteaks, GW Homes, Sweet Citrus Acres, RV and Cabins, Gallo Car Wash, and A. Victoria Bird Urologist. So thank you for all our new sponsors, and we appreciate the ones that are staying. And if you want to expose your business to thousands of sports fans, contact Freddie, and we'll get you on here. We'd love to have you. 352-284-3733. That's 352-284-3733. And again, Monday, mark it down, the first Inside the Huddle show, 11 a.m., new time. The Gator QB, Shane Matthews, Coach Spurrier, yours truly, here, 11 a.m. On Monday. That'll be the time every week for Inside the Huddle. William, do you think the Mets regret not re-signing Alonso? 32 homers now for Baltimore. Plus, in the trade, the Mets traded a young prospect to the Cardinals in Baez, who's raking right now in the minors. Could turn into another Pete Crow Armstrong trade. Do they regret it? Probably. I mean, look, forget that Alonso played for Florida for a second, all right? You do take a chance on a player that, you know, is, I think, considered to be average defensively and maybe a little bit on the downside. So if you sign somebody to a 5-year deal, well, the first year, he might hit 40 homers, and then you look like an idiot. Well, then what if year 3, you hit 15? Well, then the deal doesn't look so good for the team that signed him. So that's part of the risk-reward here when this takes place, that you don't know. But, I mean, look, the Mets should have kept him because big in the locker room, popular with fans, and that happens once in a while. I mean, look, how many times in sports have superstars been traded or left in free agency from their team? It happens a lot. And I can name you New York players that did that, and I'm sure if you have a favorite team, you can do it too. Speaking of Inside the Huddle, our new Monday lineup, Coach Summerall's press conferences will be at 10:30 in the morning, and we'll carry them live. Okay? Then Inside the Huddle at 11. Then Sports Scene, 12 to 1. Shane and I will do that. I'll do 1 to 2. Then 2 to 3, Sports Lab with Kevin Winter and a former Gator legend to be announced tomorrow. You'll like the name when you hear it. The tailgate will come live from the Swamp Restaurant on Monday. And then Chuck Oliver, 6 to 7. And then 7 to 8, Gator Talk. John Summerall, Sean Kelly, live from the Swamp Restaurant. That is all going to be our new Monday lineup. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Mike, hello.
Steve, what a beautiful day. Have you been outside much?
Not since I got here, but, I mean, this morning I was, yeah.
Yeah, nice breeze. It's in the 80s instead of killing me out here trying to mow. So it's the first day that you get the feeling of football. You know, there's always a day in late August that you see the sun changing a little bit and you kind of get the football weather. Steve, I want to say something about Alonso. In the last 17 games, he's batting .510 with 9 home runs.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, I'd say so, but I wish the rest of the Orioles would get hot. Steve, can you name the other schools that are spending more money than we are in football?
No.
Do you have that?
I don't have that definitively, and nobody really publishes that.
I thought that one email you read said something about Florida being,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've not seen an official listing of who spends what. Texas, I think, spends more. I think Georgia spends more. I think LSU spends more.
Bama.
Again, and here's the thing. I guess it depends on what the gap is too, right?
Yeah.
If I spend $40 million and Nico's team spends $38 million, I mean,
not a big
relatively speaking, right? But if the gap is $40 million to $22 million, well, then okay,
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Was it Phoebe that gave that information?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, if she knows where you can find that information.
It's a he. Yeah, it's a he.
Oh! I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry. If Phoebe, I thought it was a girl that he calls in.
Nope.
But anyway, if he knows where he got that at and can let you know, so we can kind of look and see where we stand. All right, thanks, Steve.
All right, Mike. Thank you. Yep, thank you. 392-8255. And again, you can email the show, srussell@wruf.com. Once again, Graham Hall, 247 Sports will host the show tomorrow. I'll be back Monday. Let's bring in Ed. Hi, Ed.
Hey, Steve. As much as most of us don't like all the in-court, out-of-court, this one's eligible, that one's not going on, I do wish that for lack of a better way to put it, the adults in the room would take charge, because you can't blame these guys. I mean, they're looking at a minimum of 6 figures to go back to college or extend their careers and however they can do it. And I'm just thinking, if it was me and I had a chance to even sniff that kind of money, I don't know that I'd be thinking about the love of the game. I'd be thinking about my bank account.
Yes, that's part of it now. There's that's a fact of life now, no question.
And we talked about my other phone's ringing here. Do you think there'll be any kind of closure in the next maybe 10 years? What do you think?
Boy. Well, I won't be around, that's for sure, in terms of doing this.
Probably.
So I'm not sure I'll care. But I would hope so. But, I mean, I thought there'd be closure on this before this. So, and by the way, let me answer Mike's question very quickly, because there's different lists that get published. The one in front of me, these are estimates. Texas, $46 million in roster. Florida, $28 million in roster. And Florida is in the bottom half of the league. LSU, A&M, Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I think Auburn spending a little more.
That's interesting. I'm not sure that obviously where they got their information from, I would like to think that they were higher than some of those teams. But maybe that's because of the lack of success over the last few years. And if that changes, maybe we go up in that category. What do you think?
Well, I think the difference is really in the third party, right? We all know what schools get via the revenue sharing, right? Everybody gets $15 million and change. It's what the collectives do. It's what, right? And Florida is not very high. I mean, Texas supposedly is above $30 million, third-party commercial NIL. Florida's nowhere close to that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially, when you talk about the oil money schools out in the Midwest, that certainly makes sense. And I bet if you looked at Oklahoma State, who isn't in our league, I imagine their number's pretty high, and their program kind of stinks right now. So that's not the solution, but it certainly would be nice to have, to be up there with the bigger spenders, because obviously that in this day and age, that's not all that depends on recruiting, but it's certainly a big chunk of it.
No question.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Catch you later.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. We'll take our final break, come back, wrap up Sports Scene today, coming to you live from the Southeast Cardincy studio. You're listening to WRUF.
The Tampa Bay Rays play here all summer long. WRUF.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC, 2026 GMC Sierra, $399 per month. 2026 Chevy Silverado, $379 per month. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months and no payments for 90 days on new Chevy Silverado. Come see us today at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $69.99 due at signing, plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer. May include loyalty, subject to lender approval. $16.66 per thousand financed at 0 APR for 60 months. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
The head ball coach scores again. Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 American Lager is now available everywhere at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Smooth and refreshing with just enough of a crisp finish. Also available at most places you buy beer. If you don't see it, ask for it.
A beer made by Gators for Gators. Make a great play and enjoy a cold one today.
Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 American Lager. Please drink responsibly.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Galabank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Galabank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Galabank. Member FDIC.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
This is Chuck Bush at Chuck Bush Auto Repair and Gator Transmission. We've been fixing Alachua County vehicles since 1958. Most transmissions fail normally due to lack of maintenance. If anyone says you have a sealed transmission unit, there is no such thing. All transmissions need service. Service your transmission every 30 to 40,000 miles, and hopefully you'll never have to buy one. Come by and see me. We'll give you a free transmission diagnosis.
Visit Chuck today in downtown Gainesville. Visit bushautorepair.com.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Thunderstorms along the Nature Coast will continue tracking inland and eastward this afternoon. Pockets of locally heavy rainfall will be possible. In areas that don't receive showers, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures peaking in the upper 80s and lower 90s. A few lingering storms early on tonight, then decreasing cloud cover, lows in the morning in the lower 70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
WRUF, your new home for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Going to sneak Union County football coach Robbie Pruitt here on the program. His team already 2-0 in the regular season. Coach Pruitt, good to have you. First of all, how's it feel to be back home?
It feels good. You know, it's a lot hadn't changed and a lot has changed. You know, it's the same old town. You know, not a whole lot has happened in all those years that I've left. I think they got a new McDonald's and a Hungry Howie's, and that's about it. It's 27 years, you know. But, it's still the same old good place, you know.
2-0 to start the year. Pretty good. Your thoughts on your team so far?
Well, you know, we got a long way to go, but we've been able to scratch out a couple of ugly wins. So, I mean, we're extremely young. You know, last week we had to travel 4 hours into a different time zone and play Rutherford. And, you know, we started last week 1 8th grader, 5 freshmen, 2 sophomores, a junior, and 2 seniors on defense. So we're really like a glorified JV team, but it was an ugly win, but they fought hard, and we were fortunate enough to come out of there with a win. But the injury bug has hit us. We got several starters out, and we're just really, really young. So we're kind of a work in progress, you know.
You know, you've coached a long time. It's funny how injuries go. Some years you go and you stay pretty healthy. Already a bunch of injuries here, so hopefully it's going to get better for you. Next up, Palatka. Tell me about them.
Well, you know, they got rained out of their kickoff classic, so we saw them against last week against St. Augustine, and they lost that game, but it's really hard to measure because St. Augustine's a really, really good football team. So, you know, your first game is one of those that St. Augustine was able to have a pregame, and Palatka wasn't. So they made a lot of mistakes that are typical in the first game, and I don't think we're going to see that same team. You know, they got a lot of good athletes, and they got some good speed. They got a kid that's committed to Texas A&M in track. He's one of the fastest kids in the state, and he's awful scary. So we got our hands full, you know, but we couldn't tell a whole lot about them. Like I said, that was their first game, and like I said, you know, you make your biggest games between week 1 and 2. They had a lot of bad snaps and things that I don't think we'll see this week, you know.
I got 2 minutes left, Coach, but I wanted to sneak you here. They say you make the most improvement between game 1 and game 2. Did you see that?
Yeah, we did. Our problem is we lost two kids the week before our very first game. We lost Mackenzie Natil. That was one of our better athletes. And then our other corner and halfback, we lost him. And then we lost two kids in the first game. And at the very beginning of the game last week, we lost a couple starters. So we didn't see probably what I'd want to see just from a standpoint we had to play new kids. But there is areas that we did get a little bit better in. Well, like I said, we still got a long way to go. But we're young, and I think these kids will get better. Is like I said, I in all the years I've coached, 44 years, I've never played this many young kids. Like I said, on defense, out of our 7 of our starters are either 8th, 9th, or 10th graders on defense. Out of the 11, 7 of them are practically JV kids. So,
wow, that is a lot.
Hopefully, we'll grow up and get a little better as the year goes on. But we got to get these kids back. Right now, like I said, we got a lot of injuries.
Well, hopefully it'll be 3-0 for you, Coach, and I'm glad we got you here. We'll get you back as the season progresses. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
You got it, Robbie. Thank you. Done a great job over there. Back home, coaching at Union County. That's our show for today. Don't forget, Graham Hall, 247 Sports, will host tomorrow. Thanks to Nico for producing today. Next time we talk, it'll be Inside the Huddle. It'll be a game week. Thank you, Lord. It's been a long summer. I'm Steve Russell. You're listening to WRUF. Don't move, Kevin and the Sports Lab gang are next.